So, hello everybody. Before I start, I would like to ask each one of you to think about a certain situation, a certain moment when you help someone, when you provided help. It can be anything. It can be, I don't know, helping an old lady with her shopping bags, or it can be helping out your neighbor in his garden. Just think about it, keep it for yourselves, and I'll tell you later. Now, I was already nicely introduced, and the reason why I'm here is because I've been actively involved in many voluntary-based activities, and from my experience, I would like to tell you some of the benefits that it brought to me and to the society, and simply to the people that I've been working with. And volunteering offers endless opportunities. It is also for free, and we all like free stuff, right? It also may help you discover some of the aspects about yourselves that you may have not known yet before. And lastly, it's also about the impact. Now, since today's topic is about connecting dots, I will also share my story with you and how I connected my dots through volunteering. My story probably began when I was a little kid. I was about 10 years old, and in my primary school I encountered a lot of discrimination, unacceptance, and even bullying due to a different color of my skin. So can you imagine how this influences any little kid whenever she goes, people look at her, laugh at her, and for being who she is? That's not really the point, but the point is that I had three possible solutions how to deal with the situation. First, I could have offended them through the same way like they laughed at me. Second option was to simply, adjust to them and pretend to be one of them. And third option was to think about what I have, what I'm good at, and use it as my reaction towards them. Now, since I'm not an offensive type of person, the first way wasn't a solution for me. Second option, in order for me to adjust to them, I would probably need to undergo some plastic surgery in order to hide my Asian identity. And so I only had this third option left. And that made me think like, okay, what am I good at? What do I have? And what could I possibly use against them as the reaction towards their silly comments? So, this is the moment when I got into this self-reflection process, and I started thinking about what I have or what I'm good at, and I simply needed to find out the most about myself. And along with self-reflection comes the desire to get to know things, which is called curiosity. So that time I was like 13 years old. I was very curious to find out the most about myself. When you're like in your teenage age, you want to find out about everything. You want to get the answer about everything, and that's the time when my grades at school got worse. I would literally jump out of the window of my room with my sister. We would take a taxi. We would go to a nightclub. I wasn't very popular among professors, and I eventually, because of these reasons, I got transferred from one class to the other. And again, I had three possible solutions. First, I could go against the board, but that would be suspended and get me nowhere. Second option was to simply accept it and move on, but that would mean that I would suppress myself and give in to the new system. And the third option was to simply look at the situation and see what it had to offer me and, try to look at it from the positive perspective. Now, today, after 6 years, I'm very happy for having been transferred to the other class, because the new environment and new people evoked my curiosity, and that's also the moment when I started getting involved in these voluntary activities. So since my best friend was actively involved in many youth organizations, one of them was this youth parliament in Bratislava, I decided to start from there. So I joined him, and that time when I freshly joined, I was truly amazed and fascinated by other youngsters in the youth parliament, and I was simply impressed by their skills and their abilities to organize such a social event for others. Now, that made me think, since I was that much inspired by other people, by my fellows, that made me think, what kind of inspiration would I become to the others? Would I be able to inspire them the same way, just as I was inspired by them? You know, these questions, I asked myself these questions, and I decided to initiate something for myself. You know, the beginnings are always the hardest, and I didn't know what to start with, but since my friends, a lot of friends were involved and were interested in BMX and skateboarding, I and other fellows from the Youth Parliament, we organized the first contest for skateboarders and BMX bikers. Based on the feedback, we were motivated to expand the contest next time. We were really, truly motivated and driven to come up with another edition. And so we organized a second contest, which brought more people, and it gave me the experience, thanks to which I was selected to go to the US program called Benjamin Franklin Transatlantic Fellowship Program. Now, this was a month-long program full of interesting activities, full of workshops, mostly related to political issues, which I have very little knowledge of. And most of the time, I had really no idea what was going on, and I didn't know what these workshops were about. But what I was fully aware of was that there were 67 other young people from more than 50 countries around the world at my age. And I was truly impressed and fascinated again. And I was, when I compared my experience and my knowledge to them, I felt very little. And I didn't want to feel that little anymore. So, you know, after I came back home from from USA, I decided to look for more opportunities, to look for some organizations that I could join. And so I joined two other friends who were freshly starting their own organization called BSBA Team. And within that organization, we did various activities such as planting flowers into the old flower pots in the old town, or we organized festivals, part of which were also contests. So we were able to combine our interests together, and that all came very spontaneously, and you know, it made us happy, it made other people happy, and that's also what motivated us to go further. Now, we also participated together in other projects. One of them was recovering old bus stops in the town. And again, now this experience that I obtained through organizing and participating in these events motivated me and brought me to become a mentor to other young people who were 2 years younger than me. Now, I knew that my responsibility also grew, and not only I had to take care of them, but I had to mentor them and to teach them something new. And you know, this is also the moment when I realized that I wish to expand my involvement in social activities, bringing people from all around the world together, because that's when my impact counts the most. And that's also when I learned the most about myself. So after this event, I came back home and I initiated another project of mine. It's an international conference, bringing people from all around the world together. And through these conferences, I wish to expand the practical education among young people. Now, what I'm naming here, these are just a few examples of the people who have been positively impacted by the efforts that I and other fellows made. We spent time and energy working on it voluntarily, but it all paid off through the results and feedback that we received from others. You know, although it's just a few people who have been positively impacted, when I realized that each of these people makes up of a certain part of this chain through which we all can connect together. You know, this is what motivates me, because through this chain, we all have a chance to connect and to help each other and to influence each other in the most positive way possible. I haven't done anything significantly special or enormous, but what I do know is, again, that what I do contributes with little steps to something that has a potential to become sort of like a platform through which we all can help each other. You know, when you want to build a house, you need to start with a foundation and not with a roof, right? So this is exactly what I'm talking about. You need to start with the little steps first that will always lead to the bigger ones. Some people may think that my vision about the future is clear, but whenever people ask me what I want to become or what I want to do, I always tell them I have no idea. I have really no idea what I want to do, but what I do know is that through volunteering, I'm slowly finding out some of the aspects about myself that I actually you know, enjoy to do. Some things that I've never done before, but then I start doing it, and then I realize, okay, I actually enjoy it. So through volunteering, I'm trying to find something that through which I can just combine all of my interests together. You know, therefore, for this reason, I'm here to encourage you, those who do not know yet what I want to become, to take part in any voluntary-based activities of their interest, because not only they will have a chance to influence other people, but they will also be able to find out more about themselves. Because nobody will come to you and tell you what you want to do, because even if they do, you will most probably not even enjoy it. So I can imagine, I understand that volunteering may have been discouraging in the beginning, because what happened to me was that when I talked to some people, they always presented volunteering as if it was something worthless, as if they didn't even want to hear about that kind of job. But then just imagine that if I never told them that I was working for free, and I only described the content of the activities that I did, you know, I believe that that would change their perception. So what I'm trying to say is that do not let other people, and neither the financial aspect, define the quality of experience you obtain from anything that you do. Because think about what you do, think about what you get from it, and if it fulfills you, just keep on doing it. And if it doesn't, drop it and find something else, because it's also for free. And yeah, and the last thing I want to say is that I would like to thank the organizers, because this conference is also based on a voluntary basis. And it also makes up of this, some part of this chain, which I was also talking about. And you all made a step by coming here. You all left a dot behind you. And now it's only up to you how you're going to connect these dots with your further steps. Thank you.